Hey, everybody. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm going to share my screen so we can jump right in. Who is ready to create some consistency this morning? I specifically chose this Thursday as the day we would do the live training because Thursdays are usually the day things kind of fall off the rails for a lot of us when maybe you started really strong on Monday. And usually by Thursday, life kind of gets in the way. So that's why today, I need to find where my screen is going to go here. Here we go. We're going to talk through how to keep that consistency going through Thursday, all the way through the weekend into the new week. Okay, so we're going to get started right away, but I want you to grab your coffee, get cozy. It'll be a short training, but I want you to use this time as your time. So I'm so proud of you for being here, for showing up for yourself. And what that did is you told yourself, I am worth it today. I am worth taking the time to invest in myself, to slow down, to think about what it is that I want and how I want to increase the things that move me forward in life. So first thing I want you to write down is your word. And I know I've been chatting with a lot of you guys on Instagram this week. It's been so fun to hear how things have been going. And some of you are still working through your word, and that's okay. That is completely okay. As Alexa said on the training on Monday, you can try on your word, see how it fits. Honestly, I am still trying on my word. So I have not put it in a solid place yet. There's something about it that seems off. So I'm still going to work through that. This weekend is my birthday, so I'm probably going to work through it then. All right. So today we're going to talk about how to stop quitting on yourself. So what I mean by that is you all have incredible things you're doing every day. You're impacting so many people. You, with your work, with your life, with your family, all the people around you, you're doing so much. And you want to be able to also take care of yourself so that you can do your best, right? And I also want, before we move on, for you to also know, I always say this at the beginning of every call with my clients is it's also important to know it's good to invest in yourself just because you're worth it. Not only because you can help other people with it, but because you are worth that investment. So remember that today. And as maybe things have kind of squeezed out your plans this week, maybe things have gotten a little busier than you had planned, or you're more tired than you had planned, or something popped up. If you have found yourself pushing your self-care, your wellness, your goals to the side, this is going to be for you today. And I'm going to switch to the next screen there. If you don't know me, I know a lot of you on here. It's so good to see your names popping up. Some of you are new, and so I just want to introduce myself. I am Amber Biebelheimer, but my clients call me Coach Amber B because it's so much easier. And hopefully by now you've listened to the Momentum Restart podcast, which had the first 3 days of the trainings. And I am a mindset coach, momentum mindset coach, and I help women, female entrepreneurs, service providers, coaches, and women of impact like you help to prioritize themselves in your busy life. And a couple of fun notes of me is I really love coffee and pizza more than anything. I have been teaching piano and voice lessons for 20 years. I've got 2 little boys. I love adventures and connecting with people, which is why I'm so glad you guys are here today to be able to connect with you and to cheer you on in everything you're doing. So before we go into these questions here, I want to let you know, maybe you saw my post the other week, that when a female entrepreneur starts her business, it is shown that 40% of these women who are stepping out of their comfort zone, starting a business or adding a passion project to their life, that 40% of them are shown that they have feeling isolated or lonely, or that their mental health decreases. I understand how that goes. I have ran my own teaching business for 20 years, and I have been health coaching and then mindset coaching for the last 3 years. And I understand that especially challenging level that it is to grow something of your own and how your own personal needs can get easily pushed to the side. So that's why it's so important to spend this time today. So I want you to start, you have your word written down. If you hopped on late, the first thing we did is write down your word. And if you don't know what it is yet, write whatever word comes to you first today. What is the thing that you want to be? What do you want to feel on December 31st of 2022? At the end of this year, when looking back, how do you want to feel? What do you want to be? That's how you find your word. And then I want you to look through these goals. So maybe let me know in the comments section, how many of you have set any of these types of goals for this year? It's January, so a lot of people set goals this time of year. Maybe you've talked about, I'm going to get healthy, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you want to grow your business. Maybe you have this passion project you're wanting to start. Maybe it's like a podcast or a book or a new business or a new segment of your business that you want to launch this year. And maybe you have been growing all these things and you really just want to spend more time with your family and find better work-life balance this year too. Whatever those goals are, we're going to talk about the setbacks that we experience. So maybe you've experienced some of these setbacks. I know the first one is very common, and most of us have experienced this one this year. We have great plans and then school gets canceled or it goes virtual. Work deadlines might take longer than you expected. This is something I always struggle with. I think something takes 15 minutes and it takes 2 hours. Or you lose your motivation. That usually happens on Thursdays. That's why we're talking today. Or you get overwhelmed and you stop because you don't know which way to go first. You don't know which direction to go, or you find that you just can't stay consistent. Awesome. I love seeing your comments. I love that Courtney has every one of these goals on your list. I love that. So good to have those balanced goals and look at every part of your life. And Mandy, I know you're working towards balance this year, and I love that. And Kara has health and spiritual growth. I love all of these. So how about these setbacks? Who can relate to any of these setbacks this year, or maybe even this week? Maybe you felt it. I know that setbacks are coming, and we're going to talk about those today. I want to give you a quick side note that every single time, there's a few of my Momentum Restart students and graduates here on the call. You know that this happens. You've seen it. Every single time I give this workshop on how to adjust and not quit, something happens in my life that makes me have to modify. And it happened again this morning. Last night I was thinking, nothing's happened. We're good. I'm going to visualize it. It's going to be fine. It happened again. The very first time I did this, if you were on this call, my fire alarm kept going off. The second time, my entire family woke up with COVID. This time, my back completely got thrown out this morning, which hasn't happened in like 5 years. So the fire alarm, Alexa, was something. So I won't be as animated with my hands today, and I'm going to make it through these 30 minutes. So my modification is less animation. Usually I'm very animated, and I'm heading to the chiropractor right after this. But my point is, setbacks are going to happen. We know they're going to happen, and we can move forward. We're not going to ignore it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. We're not going to ignore it. I'm going to absolutely take care of myself today. And I made some modifications, called my husband, asked him to come home and help me this morning. And we are going to be able to cut down and figure out what our real priority is here. What can we let go? I've already let go of a whole bunch of things today. And then what's my main priority? My main priority today is connecting with all of you. So I'm so happy to be here. Okay, I want you to think through when you hit these setbacks, I thank you for sharing all of these. When you hit these setbacks, we either can go one way or the other. Some of us tend to, I do both of these. Some of us can tend to just get really overwhelmed and we just quit. Or some of us tend to push through and say, I'm just going to do it anyways. And we really just ignore the signs in our body, the signs in our mind, the signs around us that we're really overextending ourselves. So why don't you put a 1 or a 2, which one, maybe you do both, 1 or 2, which one do you lean towards? What usually happens when you have a setback? And we're going to talk today about how to adjust and not quit. because setbacks are going to happen, but we can still succeed. I see a lot of 2s and a 1. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to jump ahead. Here are a few quotes from some Momentum Restart graduates. I've heard that these tools I'm going to show you today have really helped women stay on track with their health goals and their business work-life goals. It's helped them feel refreshed, more intentional, and that is my hope for you today. So the first thing, I'm going to walk through 5 things that you're going to hold on to when you're working towards this roadmap to consistency. The key is learning how to adjust and not quit. So here's the first thing. I kind of already touched on it. Expect setbacks. So when you make your plan on Monday, know that there's going to be setbacks. But that doesn't mean be fearful. That doesn't mean don't move forward. It means be ready to adjust. Don't be surprised when they happen. And I love this quote, don't quit taking walks because there are cracks in the sidewalk. So true. If you imagine you're walking outside, there's a stick over here, there's a crack in the sidewalk over here, there's my kids running in front of me over here. That doesn't mean I don't go outside and get a walk in that day. It means I'm walking, but I also know there's going to be obstacles. I move around them, I slow down, I speed up, we adjust, and we keep moving forward. The beauty of expecting a setback is when it doesn't surprise us, it doesn't knock us down so hard. It might knock us down, but now we become really skilled in this art of restarting. We're always going to be restarting. The next thing you want to remember when you're creating this roadblock to consistency, the roadmap to consistency, not roadblock, is stop doing what everyone else is doing. We have so many great plans. I have some great ideas. You have great ideas. Everyone in this call would have a great plan for the new year. And none of them are going to be the same. You are absolutely unique. I loved hearing, thank you for sharing with me on Instagram this week. I've heard so many details of struggles that you're going through and things that you're working on and what you want to be consistent in. And it was a wide range of working on being more disciplined in your sleep, or making sure that when client needs arise, you are making sure to still stop and eat lunch that day instead of moving your boundaries. And some of you were focusing on wanting to spend more time with your family and shut that laptop by a certain amount of time. Whatever it is, you are unique and it's not going to look the same as everyone else. And that is so important. You can take a plan, take ideas from someone, maybe a program you're following, but then I want you to really turn in. That's why we have this word that you made. Turn in and look at, if you have a roadblock that you keep hitting, that means that part doesn't fit you. It doesn't mean you can't do the program. It means that part that you keep hitting might need to be adjusted, might need to be tweaked a little bit to make it unique to you. Another thing you're going to do is let go of all of the shoulds. So I'm hearing a lot this week from you of all the different things that you want to do and the frustrations we have when we aren't consistent. And what can happen when we're frustrated over time is then we quit, right? So we start really strong on Monday, but then by Thursday we hit a roadblock and we get frustrated, but we say, I'll just start again Monday. And we keep doing that and we get so frustrated. And ultimately we quit. So instead of saying, I'm going to do A, B, and C, I want you instead to think, how do I want to feel tomorrow? So tomorrow is Friday. And if you listen to episode 2 this week, the bonus episode, every day is a Monday. You always have a chance for a fresh restart. If this week hasn't gone the way you want it to, you still have a chance for a restart. You can restart right after this call. Today could be your Monday. So what can you do right now to help you be ready tomorrow or this afternoon or after this call? And a lot of times having a long list of the things we should do, like for instance, if we're working on going to bed at a certain time and we have this hard list of what time I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to have this whole routine, we have this great plan, but we just can't seem to follow through on it. really, instead of having this great structured plan, sometimes it really helps hack that mindset. Instead of looking at this list of things we should do, which then our self looks at that and sometimes wants to just do a little tantrum and say, well, I'm not going to do that. Instead, think through how you want to feel tomorrow. How do you want to feel tomorrow? Journal that. If you're a journaler, write it down. If you're not a journaler, or talk through it if you're not, with a friend, and talk through how you want to feel tomorrow. Say it out loud. And that's going to help you make your choices today. Also, you're going to use your anchors. So your word that you made on Monday, or if you're still trying it on, your word is your anchor. So if you ever feel like, I don't know what to do next, or I have all these goals that I'm working towards, but how do I create a roadmap that moves me forward without feeling overwhelmed? And I'm grabbing something from here and then something from here. Maybe you've heard of the lion tamer effect. My husband told me about this, and I don't know if this is actually true, but it makes sense. So he talked about when a lion is going to attack someone, the lion tamer holds that chair up back in the day, and it has the 4 legs, and the lion becomes confused and doesn't attack because he doesn't know which leg to attack first. Again, I don't know if this is true and actually what a lion thinks, but I really liked this analogy because that's how I feel sometimes. Maybe you feel this as well when you look at all the goals that you have for yourself, all the things you want to do this year. It can become kind of paralyzing, or we look at it and we think, I don't know where to start first, or we do a little bit of this and we switch to this. So what helps is to think of one thing, and that is your anchor. That's your word. So when you have your 4 things you're working on, or however many, go back to your word and ask yourself, which one of these things is going to help me be this word? It's going to help me be present or resilient or intentional. Which one is going to help me be this person that I want to be? And that's going to help you know what your next step is. Okay, so when you're creating your roadmap, when you put it all together, you're going to choose your guiding word, which we started on Monday. And from that word and your why, when I work with Momentum Restart clients, we always start with the word, and then we move deep into why you want to do something. And from there, we're able to figure out where you're aiming. And then we can reverse engineer your goal from there. The next step of your roadmap is you're going to be adjusting. Expect that there's going to be setbacks, and you're going to adjust. And lastly, you're going to win. There's always wins. There's always a win. Just on this Tuesday, for those of you who did day 2, you chose your word on Monday. And on Tuesday, you chose one thing that you could do to start moving towards that word. Some of them are really huge things, and some of them were really tiny things. No matter what, you all won that day. And today you all won. You showed up here. You showed yourself that you're worth it. There's always a win. And I talk about the progress loop a lot, but when you stay in that progress loop, when you stay focused on what you did well, our brain tells our body and our mind, keep going, it's working. That is natural motivation that you do not have to muster up or get from anywhere. It just naturally happens simply by focusing on how you won that day. So the last thing I want to share with you, how all this goes together, is I love the progress loop too, Melissa. It's so helpful. It's actually from the Harvard Business Review, talked about people in business, when they're focusing on what they did well, they keep moving forward. And I've kept that with me these last few years for sure. All right, this last thing I want to share with you is what it's really going to look like, what this roadmap is really going to look like. And then I will share with you, I would love to share with you as well, my newest option for the accelerator to take you through how to create your very own roadmap with some personal support, of course. So this is my favorite image of expectation versus reality. So it's 100% fine and probably So common. This is how I expect things when I decide I'm going to do a new goal is I show up and I set the goal, pick my word, my anchor, I set my aim. I'm going to start moving forward and it's just going to get right there. I am such a type A person. I don't know if you are type A or more fly by the seat of your pants. Either way, we all can have this expectation of, I'm going to do this thing now, and we're just going to move straight forward. But in reality, we know that our road is going to look a lot more bumpy. And the sooner we can accept that, the faster and more enjoyable our ride is going to be getting to our end goal. You will get there as long as we don't stop. Okay, so I am going to share with you my final slide today. If this is helpful for you, if you are still catching up, you can still go to the email I sent today and you have day 1, day 2, day 3, you have access to this forever. And if you want to dive in deeper, this is the Momentum Restart Accelerator. This, what we've talked about today, is the very tip, very tiny bit of the very beginning of the accelerator. And we have revamped it a little bit this year, actually a lot, because what I've noticed working with a lot of you here and a lot of new clients is we also, besides wanting to make sure that we are focused on our health, our sleep, our nutrition, and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, you also need a lot of support in just making sure your work-life balance is the way that you want it to be so that you can be that person that you want to be. So many of you are doing, like I said, so many amazing things, and you want that support to make sure that you are setting aside time for yourself every day and that you are closing the laptop at a certain time. So the Momentum Restart Accelerator is a 6-week program that I take you through. We go through the Momentum Restart method. You're in a very small, intimate group of women just like you who are working towards goals just like yourself. And we create a very specific to you plan for the week, very specific to you. I'm so glad you've enjoyed it, Mandy. This has been so much fun. It's been so much fun to see all the things you guys are doing too. Okay, so I'm going to run through a few things that are on this, and then I'm going to give you guys a link. If you have more questions, you are invited to chat with me. I have got some calls in my schedule for today and tomorrow and Monday, and you are welcome to chat through it. If you want to hop on this, and I know some of you have been looking at this for a while, and if this is something you're wanting to jump into, if you sign up today within the next 24 hours, I'm also going to put you on the happy hour that we're going to have, and it's going to be super fun. We're going to talk about our goals. We're going to learn from some of our graduates too, and that's going to be next week. So we're jumping in. So you get a one-on-one success plan with me for you, specific to you. We're going to have daily high-touch accountability. There is no social media involved at all. If you need a break from social media, this is for you. This is all done through Voxer. So if you are a person who likes to talk through things, we can talk like a walkie-talkie. Or if you like to text, it's like a text app. It's going to have an amazing community to cheer you on, a really tight-knit, small, personal community for you. You're going to have personalized goals. This is not cookie cutter. It's going to help work with you wherever program you are working through. This is going to help you follow through. And because our goals don't stop on the weekends, we're going to have Friday check-ins to make sure that we keep going all week. And then we have a weekly group coaching to help you stop self-sabotaging, and we're going to create habits that stick. So you can go to my website, Coach Amber B, if you want to check out more, and it'll answer a bunch of questions on there too. I'm going to put that in here for you, and then I'll put up my link for, there we go. I'll put up my link for if you guys have more questions and want to talk with me one-on-one. I would love to chat with you. I love hearing about your goals. Thank you guys. Yes, it is a game changer. Thank you, Alexa and Jennifer. And Mandy, I had so much fun with you this week, all of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what questions you have. Reach out to me on Instagram and I can answer them there too, or hop on a call and I'll chat with you guys soon. We'll talk with you later. Bye.